Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Finished Article, All Things Football. My name is Shazad, and I've got my co-host Shazad with me again. So I'm gonna shoot it all, Shazad. We're gonna jump straight in this. I'm just gonna let him explain what we're doing today, and then we're gonna jump straight into it. Over to you, bro.
What's happening? What's happening, peeps? Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's enjoying a bank holiday Friday. It's finally the weekend, and we can finally look forward to some football. So what we're covering today is basically a roundup of the international fixtures from England's perspective. And then Shazad next to me is basically going to cover up some of the other key results he noticed. And then after that, we're going to cover into this weekend's Premier League fixtures and just give a quick thoughts on predictions and what we think is going to happen. But without further ado, I will run through the results with you guys. And before I proceed, if everyone leaves a like and subscribe below, leave some comments, any thoughts on feedback that you think we've missed or you want to discuss, then let us know. And we're more than happy to take it from there. So if I go back to when England first started, so first game of the World Cup qualifiers for Qatar, which will be in 2022, England played at home to San Marino, ended up beating them comprehensively 5-0. James Ward-Prowse scored his debut goal alongside Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Raheem Sterling, Ollie Watkins got a debut goal, and Tyrone Mings fired in the fifth. Then we played Albania away. That was a scrappy game. Really found it hard to break Albania down. Kind of like when you're watching Man United trying to beat a West Brom or Sheffield United, but we'll get on to that later. And then finally, moving on to England versus Poland this Wednesday, just gone, 31st of March. England won 2-1 on the night with goals from Harry Kane, penalty in 19th minute, and then Harry Maguire with a screamer in the 85th minute. And let's be honest, mate, no one saw that coming because the man can barely defend, let alone score a goal. But hey, Harry Maguire came out and surprised us all.
Yeah.
And I think just in terms of my overall thoughts on how England played during the week, I thought there were some professional performances. Now, with these being qualifiers, and I know Gareth Southgate has to name his Euro 2021 squad by the end of May, ahead of the European Championships coming in June. First game being against Austria. I think definitely there were some key players missing, like Jack Grealish and Jordan Sancho, to name a few. I definitely think that for me, it either has to be Henderson or Pope in goal. For me, I don't really understand why you would go with anyone else, but that's just my take on it.
100%.
But I'm going to hand it over to Shaz just to give his thoughts before we proceed.
Yeah, no, I think England did pretty well over the three fixtures that they had.
Yeah.
They won, they won all of them, which was expected against the teams that they were really playing. I think the only team that scored against them was Poland, I believe.
Yeah, correct.
So they did pretty well. I mean, they didn't play the players that everyone was expecting. I think he was just giving some of the younger players, the newer players, a chance to show what they can do for England and for the team. And I think they did it well. So there's going to be a lot of competition for the spots at the Euros, which is always good because it makes everyone play at the best. And I always think competition in teams, as long as it's healthy, it is good.
One thing I just want to add before to what Shaz has said. So as he's rightly mentioned, we won all three games. Now, one of the things that I think England do need to work on is their performance against the tougher sides. So Poland being one of them now. Poland scored in the 58th minute. And this was through a bad error from John Stones, who was dwelling on the ball too much. Now, I got to be honest, England, whilst I back them to beat most teams, they've got to learn to be more creative on the ball, not waste it, not lose it in silly areas, because big teams like France, Germany, Portugal, well, I say Germany, but I'll let Shaz fill you in shortly on that. But the major teams will 9 times out of 10 punish you. So England need to learn to be a bit more clinical. And I think we just need to be a bit more adventurous, because I think our defending, I'm not confident we can keep clean sheets. I think we will concede just because of the nature of our defense, because our fullbacks don't really defend. They're more attacking fullbacks as opposed to...
I think they play more as a wing-back role.
Exactly, yeah, which is good. doesn't really
which is
help.
good, but you still need to be tracking back and
And
covering your defence.
unfortunately, our good old captain Harry Maguire, whilst he can score a screamer, he's not the most reliable defender. As most of us Man
True.
United fans will know, and unfortunately, we have to live with this. But that's a different story. So go with it, Shaz. What have you got for us?
Yeah. So, I mean, just a couple of the other results that I can remember off the top of my head. Germany lost 2-1, I believe, to North Macedonia. Big upset there.
Yeah,
Everyone was expecting Germany to win. I believe they went 1-0 down, then got it to 1-1, and then Macedonia went to 2-1 and won the game. So Germany never actually got the lead in the game. Another result I remember seeing was 7-0 for Holland against Gibraltar.
yeah,
That was probably expected for them anyway. I can't remember much of the other results. To be fair, I know there was an issue with Ronaldo. His goal, from what I saw, his goal crossed the line that should have stood.
yes.
And I think because of that, they draw or lose because of that. I can't remember.
It
Um,
ended up being a draw, so it was
yeah, so
controversial.
it ended a draw, didn't it? And I can understand Ronaldo being upset, and I can understand his frustration. But to throw the captain armband down is, it's neither here or there. He shouldn't have done it. He did it, but let's move on from it.
I mean, just to point out, one thing I wanted to add to what Shaz has already covered is in the Germany game where they lost 2-1 to North Macedonia,
Hmm.
Timo Werner was given a golden opportunity to put Germany ahead. Now, I have no idea whether, I don't know, I think maybe everyone dodged the bullet last summer when they didn't pay 50 million for Timo Werner, but he's having a stinker of a season.
I
That,
was just going to come on to Timo Werner as well.
I don't know. I've got
I
like,
mean, even for Chelsea, he's playing bad. He can't even score sitters for Chelsea. Never mind for Germany.
well,
Um, it's like he's got two left feet and he's a right footer. It's just mad. He doesn't know how. It's like he doesn't know how to kick a ball.
no,
My nephew could score some of the goals that he's misbrought, and he's only a couple of years. He's like 2 or 3 years old, 4 years old.
exactly.
Shout out to my nephew.
Big.
Chelsea should be signing him for 50 million. You know what I mean?
But
Um, but yeah,
I'd sign the guy next to me for 50 million. He'd do that job.
bro, I'd sign me for 50 million right now over Timo Werner, and I'm rubbish at football.
Nice, nice.
Um, but yeah, the international games, some of them were pretty good. I think Italy won their games, no surprises there. And the other Spain won, no surprises there.
But did you see the goal that they conceded? So their goalkeeper decides
Who's that?
to go.
Spain?
Yeah, Spain.
No, I didn't see the
So
conceded goal, bro.
their goalkeeper decides to take a stroll out of the pitch and
All
lose
right,
it.
okay.
And the goal that the opposition scored, I can't remember who it was. I'll have to bring it up.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was a definite screamer.
Okay.
Definitely some interesting results, fixtures, scores.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely, definitely.
David De Gea didn't play for Spain, which given is a bit of a surprise.
Who didn't play? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
David De Gea.
David De Gea. I think since he's come back for paternity leave, he hasn't even had a game at United. So
No, that's true. That's
it's.
true.
I
But
think
yeah, that's what. But on
I'll be
positive,
honest. I think David De Gea taking leave for paternity has been a blessing in disguise for Dean Henderson and other goalkeepers for Spain because it's given them a chance to
hmm,
show that they are good as well as him. So
absolutely.
it's going to put some competition in the United team, definitely, with Henderson. Some of his performances were brilliant for United.
Yeah,
And it's going to give the other Spanish goalkeepers a chance, which they have. They played over this international period, and they've proven that they're good enough to be in the Spain team as well. So it's put a bit of pressure on David De Gea
to
to do
perform.
better, bro. It's to perform, which
But
when he does
the,
perform at his
the,
best, some of
the,
the saves he's made are amazing.
the other good news from United's perspective is both our boys, Donny van der Beek and Dan James, scored respectively for their
Yeah,
countries,
yes, I
which
believe
is
he did. I believe
United
he did.
are struggling for goals, and it's nice to see the other boys chip in. And we've
Yeah.
got
No,
right
I
now.
mean, it was actually good to see Van der Beek score, bro. Hopefully that boosts his confidence whilst he's at United. But United need to play him the way he's been played with Holland. That's his position. And it's proven it there that that's where he needs to be playing for United to get the best out of him. So let's hope Solskjaer sees that and does something with him. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think if it's okay with you, we'll move on to the Premier League.
Yes. What I'll
So the
do
Premier
is,
League is back this week, starting
okay.
tomorrow.
Mhm.
Yeah, what I'll do, Shaz, is I'll run down the matches, um, and we'll see what we've got going. See, we'll have a look. I mean, so we're kicking off tomorrow. The early kickoff, Chelsea at home to West Brom. Easy win for Chelsea, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Then we've got the 3 p.m. kickoff, Leeds at home to Sheffield United.
I'm giving
That's
that.
gonna be a good game. That I believe.
I'm giving.
Then, sorry,
I'm giving that to Leeds.
you think Leeds will take? I think they will. I think Sheffield are done in the Premier League. I don't think they've got any passion left because they
Mm,
know they've been relegated.
yeah.
Um, so then we've got Leicester at home to Man City at 5:30, which is going to be another good game. Now, I don't normally say this, Shaz, but I hope Man City win this game because it puts less pressure on United because Leicester are trying to catch them up.
Well, I was actually going to go the opposite way. I was actually going to go for Leicester to win because I
Okay,
wanted to delay Man City's inevitable title.
I know where you're coming from,
Win.
but we've got to think about United as well. Come on, bro.
No,
Then
hold on. Before you touch on that, if we worry about what other teams do and we can't rely on ourselves, then I think our boys.
yeah, we shouldn't be relying on other teams, but I think at this part of the season, we're going to have to rely on some
Yeah,
of the other results to
yeah,
to give us a better uh, position in the table.
yeah.
The evening kickoff tomorrow, 8 p.m. Arsenal at home to Liverpool. Now, I'm going to say this: both of these teams have been shocking this season. Liverpool had the worst title defense of any champions, and Arsenal have had probably one of their worst seasons I've seen.
Yeah,
And they're what, they're ninth on the table right now.
correct.
Yeah, so Arsenal are ninth, Liverpool are seventh, and there's only 4 points between them. So if Arsenal win, they'll go, they'll stay where they are based on the Everton game because Everton are just above them. But I reckon that's going to be a draw. Probably 1-1, maybe if we're lucky, 2-2. If they can pull some goals out from both of them.
Yeah,
Then we move on to Sunday fixtures. We're starting off Sunday afternoon at 12 o'clock with Southampton at Burnley. Southampton at home to Burnley. I see Southampton taking that. I see Southampton beating Burnley at home. Then we have Newcastle at home to Tottenham at 2:05. I see Tottenham beating Newcastle, even though they're not in good form. I can't see Newcastle beating Tottenham. We've got Aston Villa at 4:30 at home to Fulham. Again, I think Fulham will take that. Then we've got the game that I want to see tomorrow at 7:30 kickoff. United at home at Old Trafford to Brighton. I'm going to say United 2 or 3-1.
yeah,
Then Monday we've got two games. We've got Everton at home to Crystal Palace, and then we've got Wolves at home to West Ham. So all the teams are in action over the next 3 days to bring the Premier League back in style. The biggest game, as you can see there, is Arsenal and Liverpool, and the other game is Leicester and Man City. Leicester and Man City, I think, at this point is more important than Arsenal and Liverpool, just based on City have won the league, but it's mostly important because of Leicester. If Leicester win and United don't beat Brighton, then Leicester will be 1 point above United, which is what we don't want. What are your thoughts on the game, Shaz? What are your thoughts on these fixtures?
like you said, I think for me it's going to be an interesting weekend. I think the key games that you've already highlighted for me are the Leicester Man City game. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I reckon that's actually going to end up in a draw.
All right,
So
okay,
I
okay.
think Man City are good offensively, but I also think that Leicester have a goal or two in them as well as we experienced in the FA Cup game a couple of weeks back against
Mm-hmm,
United.
mm-hmm.
With Jamie Vardy being back as well, and
Of
probably
course, of
Barnes as
course.
well. So I think that they'll be on point. And then the other game being the not Liverpool Arsenal, apologies, Arsenal
Arsenal,
Liverpool at
Liverpool.
home. And for me, I think this is a team of a tale of two teams that have underperformed the season.
Definitely,
As
definitely.
is alluded to, Liverpool are probably the worst defending champions for a long time that we've seen. And Arsenal, I think, are just a shadow of themselves. I mean, if I had to compare the two, Ollie's actually done better than Arteta at the moment. And the fact is, we're still in the Europa League, which is coming up as well. So I think in terms of these
Yeah.
next game of
I
fixtures,
think Arsenal are still in the Europa League, aren't they?
yeah, they
Yeah.
are absolutely. But I just think in terms of the fact that we've beaten AC Milan, I think that's definitely a springboard because if once you get past them, I'll be honest with you, if you can't, if you Granada should be a friendly at best. I mean, if you can't go out and beat Granada, then you know what, pack your bags and home. Uh,
That's it. Pack your bags and come back to England, boys.
I mean, that I say go all out in the first leg, but as Shaz has alluded to, this is week 30. So we've
Yes.
got 8 weeks remaining. So 8 intensive weeks coming up for all the teams. For me, I think Newcastle are contenders to go down. I think
Mm.
United actually have second in the bag if they can just keep some of the other teams at bay. Now, one of the crucial fixtures we'll touch upon next couple of weeks is United Leicester.
Yeah,
Um,
that is
but
coming soon.
we'll touch up on that in another video. And for me, just looking forward to some good old club football because international football, whilst exciting, does make the week quite boring. So let's see how we get on. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, bro. Definitely. I mean, yeah, as you said there, bro. There are some interesting games coming up. We will run through. Obviously, we'll do a preview of each game week before it starts. Um, and we'll go through those fixtures. We'll give you our thoughts and predictions. I mean, I went through those games and told you who I was going to think win most of them. So what about you, Shaz? Who do you think are winning these games? Have you got the fixtures up?
Yeah, I've got them
Yeah.
there.
Who,
So
who do you, who do you think is winning? Let's say Chelsea and West Brom. Let's start there. I mean, Timo Werner's playing, so be careful who you think's going to win this one.
mate, Timo Werner can play, and I still think Chelsea will win. But
Yeah, they
Werner
probably will. Probably will.
Werner won't score. It will be Mason Mount and probably Ziyech with the goals.
Yes.
Leeds for me. I've got apologies, guys.
Leeds and Sheffield United.
Yeah, Leeds and Sheffield United are there. For me, that's Leeds win. I reckon Leeds will win 2-0. Leicester Man City, I'm going for 1-0. Vardy
Okay.
with the goal for Leicester, and then for Man City, I'm going to actually back your boy Aguero. So big news, guys! This week, if you don't know, Aguero is leaving City at the end of the season.
Yeah,
But
that's another thing we need to touch on
we will touch
later in
upon that.
another video, bro.
But we'll
We'll
touch
talk on
upon that
Aguero
as well
because we
separately.
need to talk about that.
Perfect. And then for me, Arsenal, Liverpool again. I'm gonna back this to be a 1-0 Arsenal win. I think just based on the
Okay.
fact that
Liverpool,
Liverpool's
well,
defending is over. Southampton, Burnley, I see as a no-no, boring no-no, because Burnley, I don't score many goals, and Southampton are not in the best of forms. Newcastle, Spurs, a straight-up Spurs win. No need to worry about that. Villa, Fulham, I would see Villa winning that, and then United, Brighton, my boys. I'm a hope Donovan Van de Beek gets on the score sheet and makes it a comfortable 2-0 win. Then Everton, Palace, I'm giving that to Everton, and then Wolves, West Ham. Tough to call, really. I would give it to West Ham based on the form that they're in right now. So yeah, those are my predictions, guys.
That's great stuff. That's great stuff. I mean, what we're going to do now is we're going to end it here. We're going to keep it nice and short and sweet today.
Yeah.
On this one. But we'll be back over the next couple of days with some more videos, some more football content. So please, as we've said, please hit the like button on the videos you like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. Let us know what you think of these fixtures, your predictions of these games.
Yeah.
And like I said, the videos that we see with the most likes, those are the ones that we're gonna try and do more of because obviously those are the ones that you like. So yeah, I'll leave it over to Shaz so that if he's got any final closing comments.
No, I think you summed it up well, Shaz. I hope everyone's having a good bank holiday weekend, staying safe, and looking forward to bringing you some more content over the next couple of days and weeks. And until next time, take care, guys, and have a good weekend.